Cody Gakpo has been rejuvenated under Arne Slot, dominating teams from the left wing like Mane used to.
That is one heck of a goal from Cody Gakpo. It's that front three again. Can they find a way through? Oh, yes they can.
He had always played well for the Netherlands, but found it tough to replicate his form for Liverpool. In Klopp's heavy metal football, he wasn't given the right instruments, often being used in the wrong position.
Before Arne's arrival, you were mostly asked to do a more central role.
Now though, Liverpool are seeing the Gakpo they expected to get when they signed him from PSV.
Gakpo! Bang! 2 for him, 2 for Liverpool.
A fast, skillful winger who can score and create. So what has caused Gakpo to return to his best again?
Can you describe to us how your role has changed on and off the ball under Arne Slot, and how you understand just what it's brought out of your game, because it's kind of unleashed a beast?
While many might be surprised at the level Gakpo is playing at, those who follow Dutch football, like Arne Slot, knew that Gakpo had really high potential. From the start of his career, it was obvious what a special player he is.
Cody has been, in my opinion though, for I think the second half of the season last year, he's got a lot of goals already. So he's been a good player for Liverpool for a long time now, and he continues doing that, and that's a good thing.
Gakpo started his professional career playing for young PSV in the under-19 Eredivisie League. In the 2016-2017 season, he didn't play much, but the next season he was given more opportunities to showcase his talent. And he did just that, picking up 14 goals and 7 assists, 7 goals in 12 league games. Gakpo was beginning to make some noise, improving his performances week by week. He made his first team debut for PSV in a 3-1 win against Feyenoord. First team coach Mark van Bommel had noticed Gakpo's ability and selected him several times for the matchday squad for the first team. He still remained as an unused substitute, but Gakpo knew that his time would come. One of those opportunities came on December 3rd, 2018, where he scored his first hat-trick of his professional career in a 5-1 win against the Go-Ahead Eagles. Just a few weeks later, he scored a goal and got an assist in a 5-2 win against Almere City. At the same time, he was still playing for young PSV, where he had 10 goals and 4 assists in all competitions. At this point, it was obvious that he was too good for the under-19 level, so he was promoted to become a regular member of the first team. In February of 2019, he scored his first league goal in a 5-0 win over Fortuna Sittard and assisted another goal. He ended the season with 1 goal and 5 assists in 16 Eredivisie appearances. What was obvious from all of these games was that Gakpo had the tools to become an elite player. Being 6'4", he was much taller than your traditional wingers, but he was still good on the ball and loved to run at defenders. He was also versatile, being able to play both on the wings and as a number 9. He had scored some headers, but he wasn't some dominant aerial threat like Weghorst, or even as strong as someone like Weghorst to regularly play up top, but it is a position that he can play in. It's why he was able to pick up so many assists. This was proven in the next season, where Gakpo finished with 7 goals and 7 assists in 25 appearances. Despite his tall frame, he was really good on the ball, being able to beat his man, and he had the vision to find the right pass. Once he got the ball on the left wing, he had the freedom to either cut inside for a goal or whip an across. Even though his goal scoring numbers weren't anything crazy, it was obvious he had a rocket of a strike. Gakpo was also fast once he got going, especially with the ball, running at defenders with his long legs. He started the 2021 season off with a brace in a 3-1 win over Groningen. He had to wait till October 18th to get another goal. Gakpo ended the 2021 season with 11 goals and 3 assists in all competitions. Not the greatest stats, but keep in mind that he was dealing with an ankle injury for a large part of the season. He even had corona early in the season, which caused him to miss some games both in the league and the Europa League. In both games of the Europa League qualifiers, however, he did shine. Picked up a brace in a 5-1 win against NS Mura and scored against Rosenborg in a 2-0 win. Gakpo also got some international experience. He looked great in the under-21 Euros against Hungary, where he picked up 2 goals and 2 assists. As well, he made his debut for the senior Netherlands squad in Euro 2020, coming on as a sub in the 79th minute against North Macedonia. But outside of these moments, Gakpo knew there was much more that he could provide to the team. Injuries had stopped him from gaining momentum and consistency. He also had played more games up top and on the right wing, which weren't his best positions. A topic that I will explore in more detail later in the video, specifically when we look at his time at Liverpool. While the 2021 season wasn't great, Gakpo was able to get back on track in the 2021-2022 season. He started well, picking up 3 goals and 7 assists in the first 9 games. He got a goal and 2 assists against FC Groningen. then picked up a goal and assist against the go-ahead Eagles. Then a few weeks later, he picked up 2 assists against Sparta. See what I mean about Gakpo's playmaking? This guy is a walking assist machine. But unfortunately, again, his progress was halted by an ankle injury, causing him to miss 5 games. Seemed like it was going to be the same story as the season before, but Gakpo was determined to push through. In the next 9 games, Gakpo would pick up 4 goals and 5 assists as he led PSV to challenge for the title against Ajax. Unfortunately, PSV ended up losing the league by 2 points, but Gakpo did get his revenge, scoring the winning goal for PSV in a 2-1 win over Ajax in the 2022 KNVB Cup final. 21 goals and 15 assists in all competitions, Gakpo had shown that he was an elite winger. He was even awarded the Dutch Footballer of the Year award. He wasn't just somebody that was good at dribbling and taking players on. Now he was showcasing real statistical output to go along with his solid performances. Now when he was cutting inside, defenders had to be cautious of his deadly shooting because he could curl it in or hit it with power. That cut inside shot was very reminiscent of what Robben used to do on the right wing. What made Gakpo so dangerous was that when he cut inside, he could either score or create for others. It meant that the defender had to make a choice, pick your poison. If you leave the fullback alone with Gakpo in a 1v1 situation, he might cook him. But if you send another defender to help, then Gakpo has the vision to find the right pass to the open player. Now, Gakpo had made a name for himself, especially in Europe with his PSV performances, but the world was introduced to him at the World Cup in Qatar. Despite it being his first World Cup, he was playing like he'd been there his whole life. He scored against Senegal, flying in with a header. Then against Ecuador, he smashed it in with a shot with his weaker left foot at the near post. Against Qatar, he showed his speed as he accelerated away into the pocket of space, then finished it off with his right foot. Header, left foot, right foot, Gakpo was showcasing all of his abilities for the world to see. Against the USA, he didn't score, but he showed how easy it is for him to dribble by defenders. Gakpo had shown so brightly at the World Cup that on the 28th of December 2022, he agreed to sign for Liverpool once the transfer window would open on January 1st. It was reported by The Guardian that Liverpool paid £35 million for the Dutch rising star. Now, to most people at the time, that transfer seemed like it was a product of World Cup hype. We had seen players make a big money move off the back of just one good tournament. But there were actually 2 reasons for this transfer. One of them was that Liverpool's Luis Diaz and Jota were both sidelined with injuries. So Liverpool needed another attacker who was good and versatile to give them more bodies to use as they chased Champions League qualification. But more importantly, Gakpo had 9 goals and 12 assists in 14 matches for PSV before the World Cup. He had scored a hat-trick against FC Volendam, a goal and a hat-trick of assists against Feyenoord. He had even picked up an assist against Ajax in a 2-1 win. Gakpo was absolutely on fire, so it wasn't just World Cup hype that got him signed. It's just your normal viewer isn't watching Eredivisie week in, week out. I mean, I was, but I'm a freak. He signed for Liverpool and scored his first goal for the club in the Merseyside derby. I mean, talk about immediately making the Liverpool fans happy. Then the next week, he scored against Newcastle. Then he also picked up 2 goals in a 7-0 slapping of Manchester United. Talk about a dream start, scoring against both of Liverpool's biggest rivals. Gakpo ended his first season in the Premier League with 7 goals and 3 assists in 21 appearances. Most Liverpool fans were excited. Gakpo hadn't put up the craziest numbers, but he had shown multiple moments of brilliance. Considering he had come mid-season into a new league, a new country, a new team with a new manager and setup, there was a lot of hope that once he settles in, he's only going to get better. The next season, however, was not really an improvement. Gakpo got 16 goals and 6 assists in all competitions, which looks great until you realize that he played in 53 matches. He was very inconsistent. For example, he scored against Wolves, then a few weeks later scored against Tottenham, but then went 9 straight Premier League games without a goal or assist. He did get 4 goals and 1 assist in 8 games in the Europa League, but then when you take a closer look, he got 2 goals against LASK and then 2 goals against Sparta Prague, and that's about it. He had minimal to no impact in the games against Atalanta, but then again you could say the whole team didn't do much considering they got slapped, especially in that first leg. I personally think Gakpo wasn't used right. At PSV, he flourished when he was on the left wing with the freedom to just attack the back line whenever he gets the ball. But since Liverpool has Luis Diaz, Gakpo ended up playing everywhere but his best position. He played left wing, but he also played a ton of games as a right winger, a ton of games as a center forward, and then he also played central midfield and in the attacking midfield slots. Like, yeah, he's tall and fast, but primarily using him as a number 9 is not the way to get the most use out of Cody Gakpo. I could tell that Gakpo was being misused because when he plays for the Dutch national team, he plays on the left and look what he can do. He scored against Poland, against Austria, and then had a goal and assist against Romania in the Euros. Left wing is his best position.
So before I came to Liverpool, I also played as a left winger. Then I came here and then I started to playing more as a central striker. Then I think last summer we had the Euros, I played as a left winger again.
While Slot knew this and has used Gakpo exactly where he needs to be played.
The new manager came in, I had a talk with him and he say, yeah, you have to focus on the left winger position. This is your position when you come on or when you start.
He has him rotating with Diaz, which has allowed both of them to remain fresh.
For me, he is a regular starter. He's not starting every game, but he started on a regular basis. He's in a tough competition with Luis Diaz. Yeah, that's normal. If you could play at a club like Liverpool, you've got two quality players for many positions.
Like, think about how the opposition fullback feels having to deal with both of them across 90 minutes. Gakpo scored twice against West Ham and twice against Brighton in the Carabao Cup. Then he kept up his form in big Champions League nights, picking up an assist against Milan and scoring against Leverkusen. The Dutch connection between him and Slot has allowed him to play like the Gakpo we saw in the Euros. Gakpo isn't the only Dutch player to be performing for Liverpool. His fellow countryman Gravenberch has been rejuvenated as well. To see just how good Gravenberch has been, you have to check out this video right here.